Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Wayne County. We're a diverse congregation that welcomes you as you are, regardless of your age, ethnicity, race, sexual orientation, gender identity, economic status, or physical ability. We come together to seek deeper meaning and understanding from each other and from the world around us. Your presence here today is a gift that brings us closer to that understanding. We're an active community that lives its values beyond the hours of Sunday service, and I'd like to call to your attention the following announcements. Today's the last day that we're going to have photos available in Strawn Hall for you to pick up. Please take any that have special meaning for you. November 6th is our All Souls service. If you've lost someone over the past year and would like them to be lifted up during the service, please notify Reverend Walter by email. November 13th, from 6 to 9 p.m., the congregation has rented the entire bowling alley at Triway Lanes. If you prefer not to bowl but you'd like to hang out, feel free to bring board games, feel free to bring snacks. If you'd like to find out more about our activities, please feel free to ask Karen Skubik, who's our membership coordinator, after the service.
Thank you, Peter, and good morning, everyone. As you know, or those of you who've been here before, this is the time of the service where we welcome visitors, and if anybody would like to introduce themselves or be introduced by whoever they might be here with, you're welcome to do so, but not necessary. So then we can, look, we have someone waving their hand back here. So it looks like Rainbow would like to introduce themselves. Okay, in case you haven't met Rainbow before. Very good, thank you. Nice to have you here, Rainbow, and nice to have our other visitors here. I hope you take time to greet Rainbow and the others after the service. And Juan has his hand up? Oh, you don't? Okay, well, we welcome all, whether we, okay. Blanco, yes, I see. So, bienvenidos, Blanco. Thank you all.
What's going on today, Reverend Walter? This is not our normal worship service, right? What is going on? Tomorrow is kind of an important day. Tomorrow is National Free Candy Day. Tomorrow is a day of, it used to be mischief, but it's a little magical. How many of you dressed up as a kid for Halloween? How many of you still dress up? I'm looking at Loki over here, right? And I can't tell which side of the Force you're on, but you've got a red lightsaber, right? Okay. Oh, but you've got a UU earrings, so I can't tell if she's dark side or light side. I think with the Unitarian Universalist, there might be a little bit of both in there. I think that's neutral. Today, we are engaging in spiritual play. Some people do really well just listening to a bald guy speak for 20 minutes. And some people need to do something to connect. Oftentimes when we talk about Halloween and masks, we talk about things we are trying to hide about ourselves, right? So when Juan was trying to figure out who this person was, it's you, Juan. And with the rainbow eyebrows, I think you're on the right path. Today is a day where I'm going to encourage us to lean into those areas that might be a little uncomfortable when it comes to how you worship. If you are someone who is very comfortable sitting and worshiping and sitting still, I still want to give you some space for that, but I also really want to encourage you to maybe come to one of the tables, put down some of those things that might be stopping you from engaging those aspects of play, and just open them up, which is why I have my magic wand. Some of you have already seen this and commented about this. This is a real magic wand. This is not a Harry Potter fiction magic wand. This is from Salem, Massachusetts. This was given to me by a woman who is a witch and a UU minister. And it has power in it. And as you know, the UU ministers want us to be our best selves. So today is the day I use my spell to give all of you permission to once again be in costume. Go ahead. Tap those parts of yourself that were the child that wanted to be Superman or Wonder Woman or a Jedi or the Hulk. Lean into those parts of yourself that bring joy and wonder. Make them so. Please join me now in the spirit of worship.
Now I'd like to ask you to open your minds and silence your cell phones for our time together. Shall I read this now? Yeah. Wouldn't it be great if you could take a picture of your soul? Then, when your mother wanted to brag about you, she could show people the picture and say, "That's my daughter. Doesn't she have a beautiful soul, all sparkly and many-colored and flowing all around her?" Wouldn't it be great if we walked around surrounded by our souls, so that they were the first things that people saw instead of the last things? Then people would judge us by who we really are instead of how we look. Imagine no more racism, no more sexism, faddism, shortism, homophobia. Imagine falling in love with who a person is just by looking at them. It would be a kind of cloaking device, hiding physical faults, defects, even perfections. I'd want it to be mandatory. Then people would work at making their souls more attractive instead of their bodies and their faces. Imagine people going, or rather knowing by your soul that you really need a hug. Imagine people helping each other and their souls changing colors or growing. Imagine soul gyms with exercises to get your sagging soul in shape. Imagine the long lines forming for soul lifts at churches, temples, mosques, synagogues, or nature's grand cathedrals. Now let us rise in body and spirit as we sing our opening hymn, This Little Light of Mine. The music can be found in the gray hymnal, number 118. Jenny's going to teach us some movements that go along with the song.
All right, so we are going to have some movements we can learn to do with this. Or if you decide you don't want to do the movements and you'd just rather move and clap, you follow Walter. He knows how to clap, I don't. So this little light of mine, so it's going to be, there's 3 verses. This little light of mine, so this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. The second verse is all around, no, everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine. And the last verse is building up a world, I'm going to let it shine. Okay? We got this, all right?
Just say.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
For all who dwell in it. In order to realize that vision, we need both the motivation and the means. Your donation helps the community out, or rather put its faith into action by supporting our programming and facilities. This morning and throughout the month of October, donations that are not designated for another purpose will be split with Planned Parenthood. The offering will now be collected and gratefully received.
Thank you for lighting the chalice.
Join me in this unison reading. The words are on the screen. Let us be grateful when we're able to give. For many of us do not have that privilege. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts with us, for we are enriched by their giving. Let us be grateful even for our needs, so that we may learn from the generosity of others.
Yeah. Good morning. So something you might not know about me is that I'm an introvert. I really don't care for socializing in large groups. I do love people as individuals, but just not too many at one time. And I love creating opportunities for others to gather and create connections between themselves, whether for social reasons or to accomplish something together. So that means I spend a great deal of time in large groups. And to hold these two truths about myself at the same time has taken a few years to sort it out and do it well, that in a way that was really authentic for myself. I have positive, important attributes about myself that I want to show outwardly to the world, how I would like to be seen. And it is really authentically me. It's the part I want to share with everyone, with all of you. I like to try to make people feel welcome. I like to find out things about people so that I can help them connect with other people. I love to learn and then share my learning with others. And again, connect people to resources that they might want to have. That's one side right there. It comes with bright clothing. These are Chalice pants. I just had to say that because I have them. But it comes with bright clothing. It comes with a lot of words, some really big ideas that work out sometimes, and sometimes they don't. It shows up with an extrovert's tools. It's not a mask. I'm not hiding. It's just the busy costume that allows me to do the things that I love and to show up in the big world doing those things that I love. There's another side right here. And I have other things about myself that are not for many others, not particularly for public consumption. They are wonderful too, and they are much quieter. They don't go out much. They wear pajamas most of the time, and these things are pieces of myself that are best kept close. And sometimes these are things I want to work on too. These are things I'm working on, growing into. Some of these things used to be back here. So you each have a cutout of a face. If you didn't get one, they're by the door. You can pick one up in a little bit. Take note, most of these tables have a lot of similar things, but not everyone is the same. There are a few with watercolors that aren't on other tables. There are some that have literary tools. Back there, that table's very different. It's not particularly colorful. It has piles of words on it and pens and pencils and glue words, because we all explore in different ways. There's also a table over here that is welcome for, I don't have a ton of kids today, so I'm not too worried about it. Every table is welcome for anybody, so you can go anywhere you want, okay? If you have any questions, let me know. In the back corner on that wooden table, there are some trays and clipboards. You might want to collect up some things and take it to a different seat instead of sitting at a table or standing at a table. There's room to stand at the tables too. So during this spiritual exploration, you're going to have a fair amount of time to just move about. Find the materials that work for your expressions. All people, big and little, welcome at any spot. If you find yourself at a space where someone needs some help, I encourage you to notice that and ask if they need some help. Reach out that helping hand. I'll put that right there. So as we enter into this time of spiritual exploration, we're going to begin with a time to center, with a reading and kind of a meditative invitation. So I invite you to put your body into a comfortable position. You can sit, you can lay on the rug, you can stand and walk if you need to do that. To meditate, we have lots of room. I'm going to sound the chime, have a quiet meditative reading, and then sound the chime again at the end of the reading so you know what to expect. If you want to close your eyes, do so, or just soften your gaze a little. Let your thoughts drift away from your body. Let the events of the day and the clutter of the room move off into space. Let your mind float free. Then gradually, slowly, move into yourself and center yourself. You were born to be so many things. My wish for you, no matter where your journey leads, is for you to always be you. Be ready to take that next step toward being an amazing human being. Be curious. Turn every stone. Ask every why. And keep digging deeply. Discover your own answers. Be adventurous. Live a big life. When you are ready, step outside your comfort zone. Bravely explore new paths and see where they lead you. Be connected. Find kindred spirits. Be with those who make you feel like the real you. Be different. Be silly. Be quirky. Be odd. Be unique. Be weird. Be colorful. Be okay with being different. Be just the way you are. Be kind. Be understanding. Help those around you to be themselves. Listen. then listen some more. Learn more about who they are. Be brave. Try new things. Take a deep breath and plunge forward into new experiences. It gets easier every time you try. Be your own thinker. Think for yourself and set your own unique course. It isn't always easy, but you'll be heading in the direction of you. Be okay being alone. Take time to be on your own. Hear your own thoughts, your inner voice. Listen to your heart. Be patient. Being more, take time. Take a deep breath. Relax. Let your future unfold at its own pace. It will be worth the wait. Be okay reaching out for help when you need a helping hand, a compassionate ear, an encouraging word. And reach out. As you voyage out into the world, remember, no matter what, you will always be loved. You are ready. So go ahead. Be you. Be very, very you. Here, you are loved and safe to explore all of what makes you, you.
Be you. Now is the time I want you to find your mask and to start to decorate it. Think of those things that you want to be. Think of those things of yourself that you are proud to show. That beautiful creative side, that friendly personality who is always a joy on Sunday mornings. That person who isn't afraid to go into the hard areas of a conversation that needs to be had, who isn't afraid maybe to confront a little injustice in this world. What are the things that you want to show the world? What are the beautiful parts of yourself? I know you all have it. That beautiful, caring heart behind a sardonic personality. Please create. Show us the things that you want us to know about you. Grab a few supplies, grab a tray, have a seat, sit next to somebody who you want to see what they like about themselves. Play, my friends. Find your Halloween costume. Show us who you really are. And then don't forget to work on those things on the back that are just for you. Come. Just thought I'd let you know. All right, let us start. Not necessarily wrapping up, but what I'm encouraging everyone to do is to find someone to start talking about your mask. What are these things that you want to show off with each other? What are these parts of your personality? Or maybe even just talking about what's this process been like for you? Engaging in this creative activity of self-exploration. We're going to give you about 10 minutes, and if you want to keep working and playing, I would never stop anyone from creating. But start engaging in conversation. What do these masks mean to you? What are the decorations? What are you wanting to show? I am seeing lots of conversations, and this is good. This is very, very good. Now, unfortunately, as Juan said, I was policing all of your conversations to make sure you're actually staying on topic. This is an exercise that can be tricky for some of us. Because I'm willing to bet more than just some of us, we're still trying to figure out who we are, right? I want to tell you a really quick story. When I was a freshman in college, I determined I was no longer going to be a nerd. Right? I determined this. I had a jean jacket that I filled with punk rock slogans and ripped up jeans, and I did have hair, and I did do horrible, horrible things with it to make me look 80s cool. And you want to know something? It worked. I had people on campus say, I thought you were a sophomore because you walked like you knew the place, right? Because I refused, if I was lost on campus, I refused to go, oop, and turn around, right? If I was lost on campus, I would just really cool, take the long way around. Because I decided who I wanted to be. And anyone have that moment like you're changing schools, you're changing jobs, and you're saying, I am going to reinvent myself and I'm going to do X, right? A lot of us have those moments like that where there's these big things in our lives where we say, I'm going to change something about myself. And here's the thing, you don't need to go to school to do it. You don't need to start a new job to do it. You don't need to have a life event in order to recreate yourself. And here's the other thing. These masks are on paper. These aren't stone. These are not tattoos. They're not permanent. You are always in your own power. You always have the capability to be and to lean into your best self, to work and show off whatever it is you love about yourself, and to take some of those things that are just for you, which I didn't work on this side, didn't get a chance, and either say, I'm going to bring them to the front, or I'm going to keep them because they are just for me. This is the thing. We come to this community to learn from each other's beauty, to admire each other's skills, right? How many of you love it when Sharon plays the piano? How many of you love it when the choir sings, right? We come here, or they hear the different stories, right? How many of you just love to come to get the coffee, right? Where's our coffee people? Right? Thank you for your talents and bringing that out. We come here to share in each other. We come here to show each other. Well, you're not one of our coffee people, but we still love you. We come here to learn and to admire and to see the beauty in each other and ourselves. So I want you to lean into that, not just today. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Wait, hold on. Do you want to tell us about it? All right then. Let's expect a little autonomy here. We are always working to create and lean into our best selves. And how many of you made a mess when you did this? That's part of the process, folks. That is part of the process. It is messy. It is not always permanent. It is not always right. It is always a work in progress. And how many of you had fun doing it? That's the thing, folks. Love the process. Love those messy parts of yourselves. Love that beautiful hair that you put on yourself. I am so jealous. More than you know. Thank you for being here today to create, to lean into those difficult spaces and to really get a look at not only who you are, but who the beautiful people are next to you. Masks are nothing to hide behind, friends. They are things to show off your best selves. Never, ever stop showing that off. You are beautiful. So I'm going to invite us to do something. A little something. Many of you, I am sure, are going to want to keep your masks and frame these masterpieces of art. And many of you are probably enjoying this activity and are probably done with it. I would like to encourage those who maybe aren't overly attached to their masks, as we sing our closing hymn, to come up and to place them here on our chalice altar, to show how much we make this community more beautiful by being a part of it. Because you are beautiful. Please join me in body and spirit to please rise, and as you wish to put your masks on the altar table, as we sing, How Could Anyone? You can keep it too if you want to keep it.
Beautiful, how could anyone ever tell? You are less than whole. How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
Go in peace, my friends. Wear your masks proudly.